Hey, what's up, Chuco Town? I cut myself a little bit there. God damn, man, been more than a week since I got myself a haircut. Yeah, I do this shit. It's not a fashion statement, most definitely. Matter of fact, if you from Anthony and you used to be one of my homeboys, you know I'm a fucking qualified, certified motherfucking barber who had style and grace at one point. I still do, but yeah, this ain't a fashion statement. It really ain't a political statement. It's just, something that natives of these two continents did. You know, everybody was unique. Everybody had their own style. Nobody looked it was like how we are today. Everybody's wearing skinny jeans. Everybody's wearing the same shit. Everybody got the same haircut. You know, even in my days, we had classes and shit. There was the fucking goths and the rockers. There was fucking the cholos, and then there was the wannabes, the thugs, and the gangsters. And there was the preppies. There was the jocks. There was all sorts of shit now, or back then. But nowadays, everybody looks the same, whether you're classified something else or not. Now, I am what I am. You can't put me in a fucking genre, because I'm a little bit of everything. I love rock, but I'm not a rocker, you know what I'm saying? I thug out, I do gangster shit, but don't call me a gangster. I ain't from a gang, although my mentality is gangster. Just like, anyways, I just like rambling on. Since this is a documentary of my life, I gotta show shit like, you know what I mean? Real shit. This ain't fake, no Kardashian shit. And no offense, Kardashians, I love you, I think you're beautiful. Sometimes I watch your show because I love y'all, big beauty and big booty. But this is mine. I ain't got no camera fucking crew. Not yet. Not yet. So, just rambling on. Eventually this will get to a professional type looking documentary, but it will be a documentary. Ain't nothing fake gonna be about it. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I just, as it comes. I'll report it as I come. So, as it comes. Anyways, this is not just a documentary, but this is also, I'm invoking my right to press, to media, to report the facts. You know, I've tried to get interviews with the Border Patrol station, and they don't, oh, what corporation are you from? Well, I'm from the corporation of Daniel Antonio Miranda, because my name, in all caps, is a corporation, my legal name. But, you know, it's hard to explain that to them. They don't get it. They're like, no, you got to be part of MSNBC or Fox or some kind of big media corporation, because they don't want to disclose the truth. These fucking news stations are fucking liars. They report what they are allowed to report, and sometimes it's even set up. You know, all the information that I was seeing or that I saw at on the children over there in Clinton. That shit is fucking, it's all contradicting stories. Some say, oh, it's sad and it's poor. Others say, oh, no, they're being treated humane. But no, they're in a fucking prison. They're children. They're not being treated humane. And then also, I'm not going to put him on blast specifically, but I spoke to a man in Clinton who was allowed a private tour. Don't want to put him on blast because I need this man's help. But he knows who he is if you watch this. He was given a tour of the facility, which according to the Border Patrol, man, I forgot his fucking name. The motherfucker I spoke to who was in charge of the facility, and then I spoke to another dude who was in charge of public relations, you know what I mean? No one is allowed to have an interview there. No one is allowed to have tours except for certain people. Well, this man is not a part of any government agency. The man who I'm speaking of, he is not technically he's political, but he's just an ordinary citizen like me and you. Although he's in charge of something, I can't tell you what because it'll give his info away. Now, I'm not afraid to give this man's name out for, you know, I just don't want to embarrass him like that. I don't want to put him on blast like that because I need men like him to step up and to fucking quit his fucking bullshit mentality and protecting these fucking men and women who work here. Now, men and women who work there, I'm not trying to fucking fuck your shit up either. However, I will. If y'all ain't doing something about it, as far as look up in the law books, look up what's supposed to be going on. Take the law into your own hands because you are accountable. Those who represent the government. Yeah, shit, look at that. I carry my cross on my back every day, if you can see that. All pick. Miranda, that's the 5th Amendment. Mirandize your Fifth Amendment. Anyways, this man and these men and women can no longer, I am going to put you all on blast. I am going to get out there like that. And I know the consequences of it. I am a prophet. The prophet of the living God. Allah, the only true one God. For there are many gods. Whatever you dedicate your time to, whatever you are into, most people's gods these days is money. Although they'll say, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm this and that. But yet, they're not. They're not being Christ-like. They're certainly worshiping him. I ain't gonna get into that. But I do hold Christ very, very high above me. I do not worship him, but I do admonish him and I hold him very, very high. And I'm trying to be Christ-like. I gave up everything. Everything. My money, currency, and everything. And eventually I will be asking for money once I get my PayPal started, because financing is very important. But what I will do with that money, well, I don't want to give all my secrets away. But I do need it right now. I do. Not for me, not for luxury. I don't seek luxury. But I do need better technology. I do need to hire a crew. I do need to hire a team, not just for the recording of this, but for the research of all the stuff that's out there that the American public is unaware of. And then when they're made aware of it, it's just too unbelievable, because we've lived our lives in a totally different manner, believing other things. But, we think we know what the law is. We think this and that. We think we need an attorney. Yeah, that's what they tell us we need, but no. I have to call the courts right now. I'm going for a misdemeanor case. I have a felony, possession of methamphetamine under a gram, which is a state jail felony. State jail felonies here in Texas are fourth-degree felonies, pretty much. If you're anywhere in the United States wondering what a state jail felony is, it's a fourth-degree felony, punishable from up to 6 months to up to 2 years in what Texas calls a transfer unit. They got two different types of prisons, which transfer unit, you could also, if you're in California and other states, it's what other states call satellite units. But it's basically prison. When you're confined, it's prison. Jail is fucking prison. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's fucking prison. You are fucking trapped in a cage. Your freedom and everything is stripped away from you. You are confined. You are in prison. Anyways, gotta go to downtown. I have not filed any of the necessary documents, which is very essential for these courts, because it don't matter how good you know your game, you can't speak to them. You can't speak to them. They operate in another realm that they don't tell everybody about. It's in the 2D, it's in a fiction area, it's all an act, it's all a play. So when the judge is acting as a judge, he is, I can't even see. I'm using the phone as a mirror because I don't have a mirror. But, shit. That's why my fucking shit's all crooked. Anyways, I gotta file the necessary documents. Basically, I'm gonna challenge jurisdiction. Challenging jurisdiction means that I am challenging them. I am not the defendant. The paper with my all capitals says to KV Trust name, the legal name, the corporation name, which is my name in all caps. That is the defendant. It's the name said defendant, which is not me. I am a living man. I'm invoking all of my rights at this point when I go to court. Now, none of this really counts because it's not in paper. So, it's still going to be said. Because I haven't had time to prepare for this case, I will ask for a leave of court, which he has to give to me. But I am going to tell him, anyways, all the necessary things. Let me close that. I got the fucking, I got the blues blasting right there. There we go. I can see with some light now. Anyways, I'm going to challenge the jurisdiction of the court. I am going to put a waiver of non-attorney, or I'm going to state that I'm going to put a waiver of non-attorney. Because you have to get rid of your attorney, which they want to assign to you. They want to assign you attorneys so you slip into their jurisdiction. I'm going to itemize these steps and put them on camera for you guys to explain as I'm doing the process on paper Right now, like I said, everything's a little bit jumpy. It doesn't make sense, everything I'm saying, because y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Plus, I am a manic, according to these psychiatrists. I jump all over the place when I speak. I go from here to there, you know what I mean? So it's hard to understand what I'm saying, especially if you don't already know more or less what I'm talking about. So, challenging jurisdiction of the court. They do not have jurisdiction over me. They only have jurisdiction over the paperwork that they create. And then once you bind to it by saying, oh, I'm guilty or not guilty of the charge, or you have an attorney or a lawyer representing you, according to Black's Law Dictionary, the only people or persons, a person is not a living human being, a person is your all-cap legal name. It is a corporation in legal terms. In legal terms, when you are talking about a living man, you could state that it's a natural person, a human person, a living person, and then it is a man. If you just say person, they're speaking of your all-cap name, which is the corporation, your assets, your estate, your belongings. It is speaking of. But I got to challenge jurisdiction, letting them know I'm not the defendant. I'm a human being. I'm not going to bind to that saying that I am the defendant. The defendant is the name, your name, on the paper. Under the plaintiff bracket, which the plaintiff bracket is the state, which the state can never really be a victim. They tell you that, oh, the state's the victim, and then we believe them. But a victim has to be a man or a woman, and that man or woman has to be present in court, which I'm going to let them know. Who is the victim? The alleged victim. And they're going to say, oh, it's the state. Okay, well then put Mr. State of Texas, put Mr. State of Texas on the stand, stating to how I have harmed or injured him. They're going to say, oh, the DA is the representative, the prosecutor is the representative. Oh, and I have a mirror right here, dumbass. They're going to say that the victim is the state. So I'm going to say, okay, put Mr. State on the stand so Mr. or Mrs. State could say how I harmed or hurt him. And they're going to giggle and they're going to say, well, the state doesn't exist, which I already know. But they're not going to say that. They're going to say that the DA represents the state. That's what they're going to tell me. I'm going to say, well, that's fine. He can represent the state, but this cannot continue. Because in order for due process to continue, there has to be a victim. If there is no victim and it's a victimless crime, like dope charges, and you didn't hurt anybody, speeding tickets and shit like that, then it's a victimless crime. So that means it's not a true crime. It's not a real crime. By definition, a crime is something that injures a human, a man or woman. Technically, I would even suggest that hurting an animal could be a crime because it's something living, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So a crime is something that injures a man or woman, child, which is still in that class, is classified as that, or their belongings or property. So even if you don't hurt a man or woman, if you go fuck up a man or woman's car or home or their belongings, their property, their estate, then that still is a crime. You can't walk around fucking people's shit up. You know what I mean? So we still have to be held accountable. I'm not trying to get out of anything. I am being held accountable. I don't hurt nobody. I don't steal from anybody. I don't do anything for my drug habits, for my cigarette habits. Thou shalt not steal, but I will to eat. Nobody gives. I've dropped everything. I am capable of working and people don't believe me. I am working. This is fucking work. Documenting this shit, getting into these law books, it's fucking work. It's work. Okay, so waiver of non-attorney, I'm going to put in. Then they're going to say, I have to have one. I say, no, I don't. It is, I'm not sure under which amendment. You guys look it up, do some fucking work. But I am afforded the right to the Constitution. I am one of the people to practice law. Any common man does not have to have any licensing or permission to represent himself. I am a special litigant or a next friend. I am tribe, I am counsel. So I have the right to choose my counsel, which does not have to be an attorney. People are confused about that. Counsel does not mean attorney or lawyer. So anyways, waiver of non-attorney, challenging jurisdiction, stating that I am a living man, not the defendant, and asking them to dismiss or discharge my my charges. I'm sorry, telling them to dismiss my charges. Because there is no victim. The state is not a real victim.